Yeah, there was this one day when we were down here in QE2 Park and we were shooting riding towards the Black Gate, and they'd released Ian McKellen as Gandalf for the day. So he'd gone home and Peter Jackson realised we had to get him back, so they called him back. But he'd been to a few taverns to have a few wines on the way back. And he was sitting on Shadowfax, the horse, with his staff, and with this beautiful grin on his face that only Ian can have, he slowly slid off the horse and got caught by a stunty. And he said, you know, I probably should have passed a few of those taverns, but I thought, we shall not pass. True story.
Amazing.
Kia ora. We're Fail Charge Games. We're here with Tom, myself, and
Jed Brophy.
The inimitable Jed Brophy. This is...
the man of many faces.
Indeed. This is one all done by Weta, right here.
You should see him without the mask.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's actually really attractive.
hideous.
Yeah.
It's hideous, I'm sorry.
He hasn't got the mustache on there today.
No, I love that moustache, but I had to...
You didn't get to take it home with you?
I had to give it back. Yeah.
That's really disappointing.
I know.
It's usually the perks of the job, right?
I know.
You pick one
Keep one
prop.
You
thing.
get to keep your weaponry, but not the moustache. You don't get it.
Disappointing.
It's in a museum somewhere, right?
Maybe one of them took it home and I've got it framed up
Mark
in the Jed
Hadlow has
Brophy
There's
shrine.
a little frame beside his bed. He sits there going, I love it so much.
Just when he's sad, he just strokes it gently.
Like a pet.
Yeah.
He puts it on his wife when they go to bed.
Oh no, that's just wrong. That's just wrong.
It's a different thing completely.
There's a line and then...
That's always me in the channel.
Then there's a line. So we are here with Jed today just to talk about a pretty serious issue. As a lot of you guys know, we're really passionate about mental health on the channel, and we thought it'd be a really good idea to get Jed involved and have a chat to him today just in regards to his experiences with it, and just try and start a dialogue and start a conversation just about...
Bring down some barriers.
Yeah, bring down some barriers and just kind of reduce that stigma. So, Jed, like, we're not going to hit you with anything too hard or anything like that today.
That's all good.
But we just wanted to kind of get an understanding of, like, you work in an extremely kind of mentally and emotionally draining profession.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that the experiences that you've had with kind of maintaining a high, like, mental health level and everything like that can be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, it's an industry that we get made redundant on average every 6 weeks. It's an industry where your own self-worth becomes very important because there's a lot of people criticising your work, they criticise your performance. But also the whole auditioning for parts, you probably get 1 in 10, maybe 1 in 20 parts you actually go up for.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons why you don't get the part, but it's hard not to believe that it's because you're not good enough. And yeah, it is one of the parts of our industry which is really, really hard to maintain some kind of equilibrium through that. And I have a lot of friends who definitely struggle with that. And I've struggled with it myself.
Yeah.
This last year's been really tough. You sometimes don't know why you don't get parts, and it's really easy to go, it's because I'm not good enough. And you know, if that's happening for me, I'm the most positive person I know, then I know it must be equally hard, if not harder for
Other people as well. And how do you find you express that? Do you openly communicate that with people? Or?
Yeah, I think it's really, really important that you have friends that you can rely upon and be honest with them. We have a friend that I'm in a band with, and the band agreed that he was really struggling, and we made sure that we rehearsed for no gigs. We just rehearsed once a week to get him out of the house and come and do music with us, just to have a conversation. And men are terrible at it.
Yeah.
You know, men are like, oh, you'll be right, you don't need to talk about it,
Yeah.
he's fine. It's not until you actually have a conversation with your friends, whoever they may be, whatever gender, and actually open up and be honest about how you're feeling. It's really important. Isolation is the very worst thing that can happen. You know, I was dealing with how I was feeling on my own, not even wanting to tell my family because I'm the provider.
Yeah.
I'm the strong person in the family. I'm not the weak one. You know, it's not a weakness, but it's hard not to believe that it is. And until you actually talk to other people and realise that you're one of many, many people that are struggling in this day and age. It's not that it makes you feel better, but it makes you feel like you're supported.
Yes. You have that solidarity with
You do.
people and
Yeah.
build empathy and stuff like that.
Yeah, and making sure that you take the time too, like I say with me and my friends, with our friend, taking the time just to see how he was, going and actually spending time with him, taking him out for a coffee, having a conversation, going for a walk on the beach, but also doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
Going, I actually need to go and see my friends.
Yeah.
I need to actually get out of the house, go and have a conversation with someone about how I really am, because otherwise you just live in your head and it just becomes an ever-decreasing cycle of darkness.
Almost 100%, yeah. And I know Sloan talks about it quite a lot, that kind of community angle of like, you do need people around you. Like, that's pretty much what you always emphasize in regards to it.
Totally. I mean, I think from my personal story, like I'm an introvert. I definitely need my own time, but too much of my own time, I get trapped in my head. I get trapped with my thoughts, and people, friends, community are just so important for me and for many others to kind of break away from that.
Yeah.
So in your on set and places where you've worked, how much have you seen in terms of support and community for these types of things? Like, do you ever feel like there is that support while you're there, or is it something that you have to go about yourself?
Yeah.
Do the companies like kind of engage with this kind of well-being?
They do. There's always someone in the cast that cares about how people are doing. You know, I've said this publicly on a lot of forums. We were very lucky on The Hobbit that Richard Armitage wasn't just our king in the story, he also cared about how we were doing. He realised that there were days when we were all struggling. We were all kind of background actors. You know, we weren't the leads in the film. We all felt that we were doing a lot of drudgery a lot of the time, trying to make this work. There was a lot of pressure from the studios to get it right. There's a lot of pressure to perform and to be on and to be feeling good 100% of the time. But you're not always. You come to set some days, you've had a really bad night, you haven't slept, you feel really, really bad. And one of the great things about our community is we've identified in the last 10 to 15 years we have a very high rate of people on COVID. Because of the way that the industry is structured, it's very hierarchical, there's pressure, there's a lot of pressure. And there's also not a lot of feedback as to whether you're doing it right. You know, people, it's not that we need to be patted on the back, we need to be told we're good. But a lot of the time people just go, yeah, okay, we're moving on. You don't know whether or not what you did was what they wanted. The producers, on the whole, have got their own agenda. It's trying to get the thing made on budget. There's a lot of pressure on them, and so there isn't a conversation about how you're doing. And so we, especially the performers and the crew, tend to talk about that. And it's become more evident. Because there's more talk about it in the community, there's more talk about it, you know, on the news. We've gone, it's probably happening to us, and then realising it's happening to us a lot.
And so aside from like conversations with people, are there any sort of like activities and hobbies that you guys get together and do? Is that sort of stuff encouraged? Like take some time away from the set, get away from it, switch off. And
Ian McKellen was amazing at having soirees. He would invite us over to his place on the weekend and he'd have a chef come in and he'd cook for us. And we had days where we had art. We'd go and do art at people's places, or we just catch up. You know, we found ourselves in little groups of people, even just going to the gym and doing a workout and saying how you're doing, and then going for a drink afterwards, and actually talking about not the work. But a lot of the people that were here from overseas were here without their families, so they felt doubly isolated. Not just that they were isolated because of the character they were playing, but their families were 18,000 miles away. And if we didn't actually look after each other, it would have been a really, really bad place to be. It doesn't matter about the money. It doesn't matter about how good the food is. It's about whether or not you feel like you're actually being supported by your peers.
Sense of belonging, kind of support.
Yeah, I feel like when, you know, especially with your line of work and my own as well, like you put a lot of time and energy into work, and it's hard not to feel like your only worth is work.
Yeah, and
so
the end result.
And when that doesn't go right, or it's not going right, it's easy for you to just crumble with the work. And so having those people and having those things that you can do outside of work are just so important, don't you think?
They are, and it's not just having a hobby, it's having a group of people that you can rely on. And not feeling like you're taking up their time. Like I know for me it was like, no, you know, I'm the guy that pulls me together, I don't be the one actually going, I'm actually struggling. And it was a big step for me to go, and you know, I was literally just really falling apart and just saying to my friends who I've been supporting, guys, I'm actually the one, I'm struggling. It's been a really bad year. And I'm not talking about financially, I'm just talking about finally getting to a point of going, why does it feel like it doesn't matter what I do, it's not right? You know, if I'm feeling that, then I know that the people around me are feeling it doubly, because I've never been in that situation. And until you are, you know, it's very easy to go, yeah, people are struggling. But until it actually happens to you, and this is a terrible thing, until it happens to you, you don't realise what that actually feels like.
Yeah, so many times, you know, try and explain it, and someone might say, "Oh, that must be terrible," but
Yeah.
when you've actually gone through it, it's like you don't have to reply. You can just understand and just start that conversation immediately, right?
But also, you go out of your way to try and make sure, without them having to tell you. Like I ask my friends now, "How are you really doing?"
Yeah.
You know, I
That's so important
It
as
is.
well. Like actually,
Being
genuinely proactively
Does that-
asking and caring. And,
Does
like,
that mean, right? They always say, "What are you doing?" or "How are you doing?"
Yeah, because it's one of the things in our industry. People go, "So what are you up to at the moment?"
Yeah.
And it's the worst question.
It's so vague.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the worst question. It's like, don't ask me what I'm working on.
No.
Ask me actually how I'm doing.
Yeah.
How I am. How are you? You know, do you have time for a coffee? Let's have a chat. Let's have a proper catch up. I've got friends in the industry, we don't see each other for 10 years and it's like we were never apart, and those friends are really important. We went through a formative stage in our careers together where we all struggled. There was no money, we were all doing it from the smell of an oily rag, but there's something that happens where you have to look after each other. You're eating pumpkin soup out of a big pot that feeds 20. There's something about those formative years where those people will always be there for you,
Yep.
and it's remembering who they are,
Yep.
finding them out, finding out where they are, and actually asking them how they're doing as well. There's a presumption in my industry that because you're successful, you're in something that's really good, that you're doing okay.
Yep.
That's actually, that's not the measure of how you are mentally as your success. That actually can be the worst thing, is doing really, really well when you're struggling inside. I've got friends that don't feel like they can be themselves. They're only happy when they're playing a character.
Yeah.
So they're hiding behind those characters, and one of the things about my industry is sometimes it can be the worst form of therapy.
Yeah.
Because you can simply hide behind a mask of who you're playing rather than asking yourself, am I actually okay?
And like I find that in like I'm not an actor or anything like that, but a lot of the time I've projected an external kind of facade to
Everyday
protect
life,
myself in everyday life. So like I completely understand that kind of philosophy of I need to protect myself by projecting outwards. So
And there's also this misconception of faking it till you make it.
Oh yeah, I know.
it's so damaging.
Don't do that.
Like showing signs of vulnerability isn't a weakness. And I think a lot of
Try
people,
just being happy.
just smile.
That's the worst question, because of course you can. Everybody that's in that situation is trying to be happy. No one's going,
That's a good thing.
I am.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's no one sets out to be. No one goes, I'm just determined to be miserable.
Yeah,
No
right.
one that I know. I mean, everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to feel like they have something to contribute to other people as well. It's like we don't, no one sits there, I just want to be in isolation and do nothing. I don't know anyone that says that.
I think
I'm happy on my own. I like travelling on my own. I also need that social interaction with people.
yeah, it's all about balance for us, right?
We're inherently social animals.
We are.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We need it. We need it. I think the key takeaway with that just be happy message though is like you do need to make a bit of an effort.
You do.
If you don't do anything, then you will just keep sinking lower and lower and lower, and so you do kind of need to take a step at some point.
Yeah.
And
One of the
having
keys is-
friends like you who can say, "How are you doing?" is that first step. It's like,
Yeah.
open up the door, turn on the light.
It's accepting that too. A member of my family said that it wasn't until he accepted people saying, "Hey, come out, we want to see you," until he actually accepted that as being true. He wanted to believe that it wasn't true. He wanted to believe that actually they were just saying that.
Yeah.
And it's that thing of actually being.
Self-worth.
Yeah, it's a self-worth, but it's also it's a big step sometimes. You have to be, I've used that word being brave. You do actually have to go, okay, I'm going to accept help. That can be really tricky as well.
That leap of faith, vulnerability,
And not being too proud to go, I've got friends in my industry who've gone, I just didn't want to tell people because I didn't want them to think, oh, he's not targeting me, therefore I won't cast him.
Especially if you're in those positions of power, right?
Yeah.
You don't want people to know that you're not doing okay. That's the risk there.
Yeah, and yet it's an industry where we ask people to be strong and vulnerable at the same time. A great performance is someone who can be really strong and vulnerable. There's a reason why we love Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt can be really strong, but he can also be really vulnerable. And, okay, he looks great. Don't get me
That
wrong.
also helps.
Also that helps.
Also
but
helps.
what really marks a really good performance is someone who can actually get you inside and see that you can break. Superheroes are. That's why I'm not a huge fan of superhero films. Those people can't die.
Not enough mustaches either.
Not enough mustaches.
So, Jed, what would you say to someone who is struggling? Like, what advice would you give for them now? Like, how should they seek help or assistance, like what would be your first step that you would say?
Go and ask the people that are closest to you if they can spend some time just letting you talk. You know, be honest and say, listen, I just need you to listen to me. I'm really struggling. Find those people that are close to you, that have always been there for you, or members of your family, or just someone, even if it's finding, you know, a community outreach, going to Citizens Advice Bureau, or just saying, I'm really struggling, can you point me in the right direction? I know it's a hard step sometimes, but it's people don't know unless you actually say, I'm here and I'm struggling.
Yeah, I need help.
I need help.
It's a really big thing. Like, it sounds so simple to just say it, but it can be such an internal struggle to actually show that vulnerable side.
Yeah.
And but it's such an important step on like a road to not just necessarily recovery, but just to accepting your own current personal position of what you're doing and everything like that.
You'd be amazed at just saying out loud
I need
how
help.
some things become clear to you when you actually vocalise them to someone.
Yep.
Things become clearer.
They do. Yeah, but also there is something about saying I'm struggling, just saying that out loud makes a huge difference. I know it did to me. It's like I was holding on, I'm okay, I'm not going to let people know because, you know, I'm okay. It wasn't until I actually said, I'm really struggling. And the floodgates did open. It was like just going, I'm actually allowed to be weak. I'm actually allowed to feel this. And it's not being weak. I'm just allowed to actually say I'm not coping.
And all those people that you have been helping with their struggle, did they flood in
Absolutely
and help you?
did. Yeah. Everybody knows somebody. And everybody is somebody who's struggling. I think the world at the moment, I don't think we've ever been in such a crisis in terms of so many people feeling like the world is just a place that's really hard to navigate their way through. It doesn't matter how much success you've had, it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how many people you have as friends, until you actually reach out and say, I'm just not coping. No one knows.
Yeah.
Because you don't realise how many other people are struggling until you say it.
We get so blinkered into our own existence that we don't take into consideration. Like, you might get frustrated at someone who's not moving out of the way or something like that, but you don't know what's going on for them or anything like that. You just need a little bit more empathy out there, I think.
I mean, just in the last week, I stopped to talk to someone who was in tears on the street. And we ended up having a hug. They don't know we're from Adam. It was just that thing of everybody was walking past them going.
Yeah.
And I'd been at the gym, I was on a Dolphin high.
Yeah.
I stopped in the middle of the street and said, are you okay? And they're like, no, I'm not okay. And I went, okay, you want to come and sit on this park bench? We sat there and we had a conversation. I said, what's going on? It's like, it's getting close to Christmas. I'm not going to see my family. I don't have a way of getting there. And I said, well, I can't help you, but happy to talk.
Yeah.
That's all it took.
I'm here for you in this present moment now. So,
yeah. And, you know, it's not that I'm not saying that I'm one of those people that will always do that. Sometimes I'm not I'm in a rush and I don't have time. It was such a simple thing to do for 10 minutes. It was 10 minutes out of my day. I don't know if it made a difference ultimately, but it made a difference for that particular period.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that there is really powerful advice if you're somebody in a position of feeling okay and you see somebody in a position where you're not okay. It's really good advice, right? Is to just go and talk to them.
Yeah.
Just go and
You're not responsible for fixing it.
Give them some of your time.
Yeah.
Show that your time and their time, it's not a value to be measured. Two people there in the moment.
A 10-minute conversation with someone when you're feeling really, really bad is actually sometimes all you need to go to the next point, because someone has taken the time to stop and say, I care.
Absolutely.
It's a really simple thing.
And I've talked about it. It's like you're saying. They've opened up their own floodgate. They can start addressing things.
Yeah. And this is a really, this month leading up to Christmas is a really tough time for people. You know, it's not like we need to be overly empathetic or more empathetic, but it is a really tough time for a lot of people, because suddenly they become aware that it's meant to be the festive season. They're not feeling festive.
Yeah. You need to be happy now. It's Christmas.
Yeah. Like it's suddenly gold dust is going to come down and make people feel alright. It's not actually. It's not true.
That's hard for a lot of people.
It is. You know, we are a country. We call ourselves a lucky country. I sometimes think we overemphasise that. We're lucky in a lot of ways, but we're in a crisis in this country at the moment. we have a lot of people who are struggling, and it's very easy to say, oh, I've got my own things that I'm dealing with, but actually it's a very simple thing to say, I wonder if there's anyone out there today who I can just spend some time.
It just makes such a huge difference. And like without sounding overly dramatic, but like even such a small act of kindness like that can divert someone from a path of like self-harm or like self-destruction or something like that. Like the smallest acts can really make a huge impact on people.
If you're feeling bad too, and you do that for someone else, it actually makes you feel better.
Absolutely, yeah. Like like in my experience, the people that I've opened up with the most are people who also are sympathetic and understand my struggle from a personal perspective as well, and just working through it together.
Communal empathy,
100%. It's a powerful thing, and it's an amazing thing to share with people.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, it's that thing of not worrying about whether it's cool. You know, it's a terrible thing in my industry. People go, it's a cool industry. It's like, yeah, it's coolish.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great things about it, but the downside is there's a lot of downside to it as well, and it's identifying them and being honest about it. And if I go and do a lot of talk to students and I said, okay, the single biggest thing I can say to you is you're going to have to handle rejection.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to find ways of doing that if you want to be in this industry.
Yeah.
And being honest about the fact that is the big downside.
Yeah.
The big downside is that for every 10 people wanting that job, there's one job. And so the other 9 are going to have to go, okay, for whatever reason I didn't get that job, but it's not because I'm not a good person, it's not because I'm not a good actor, I just wasn't right for that part. And that's a really hard thing. And sometimes, and it's not being brutal with that honesty, it's just going, you need to make sure that there's other things around you rather than just this career. This career is great, but you need a world outside of that to support you.
I think that's a really
Middle-earth strategy battle game.
Yeah, Middle-earth strategy battle game. Aragorn would not have got there. He wouldn't become king without the hobbits.
exactly.
Frodo wouldn't have got there without Sam. You know, Gollum actually helped them more than anyone.
I always say that Sam is the true hero of the story.
Well, I think that Snaga is actually. I think if Snaga hadn't got his head cut off, everything would have changed in all the forest. The hobbits wouldn't have got away. The Ents wouldn't have saved them. It's all about Snaga getting his
You're
head
speaking my language now. This is,
without the orcs, you know.
it wouldn't have happened.
But people always talk about the good guys. What about the bad guys?
It's all relative.
Yeah.
It's all relative.
Yeah.
No.
There's the this is a massive derail, classic slang, that Russian interpretation of
The Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings, where Saruman and the Uruk-hai and everything like that are just a booming industrious community
Trying to improve.
the state of Middle Earth, and it's like such a communist thing, but it's so funny. Like it's like it's classic two sides of the story, right?
Yeah.
It's-
Melkor saw those elves that didn't go to the Undying Lands and went, they're not happy. I'm going to change them.
We're going to open a dialogue.
We're going to open a dialogue.
I reckon with some good heating in their homes, they
Yeah, and some different armour.
yeah.
Some slightly thicker skin. That'd be sweet.
Alright. Thank you so much for joining us, Jed. It has been
Thank you.
an absolute pleasure. Thank you for giving us the time, and it's been a delight.
Thank you.
Thanks,
And
man.
guys, I just want to thank you for the work that you're doing as well.
Thank you so
You know,
much.
it does take a community, but someone has to be the person who goes, let's form a community. It does have to be people who are actually in those leadership roles and wanting to actually get out there to the wider community. So you guys should thank yourselves too, and I thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks so much, guys.